What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. I promised an update video to the Uber financing program through Westlake Financial, and I wanted to give a quick update about that. So I sold my Dodge Neon. It was kind of a crap car anyway. I mean, it's alright, but I plan on selling it anyway. Let's get into how this worked. Okay, so I get an email telling me that I'm approved through Uber. All I need to do is bring my driver's license and proof of insurance, and I will get a new car. So I got a few separate emails, one from Uber, one from Westlake Financial, then another one from the dealership. The dealership from where I live is around an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes away, so it's a bit of a drive. So, I'm not going to lie, I was somewhat excited about this, and if the terms were somewhat reasonable, I was going to accept their offer. So, this ended with me, it was a bad day, pretty much. So I'll just get that out of the way. Things didn't go anywhere near the way I expected them to. I didn't get home until around 6:30 in the morning, Saturday morning, because I worked Friday through Uber. By 10 o'clock, I had a customer purchase my Dodge Neon, so I had to go do the title work and all that stuff. So I didn't get any sleep. 10 o'clock, I sell the car. Now I've got a couple grand in my pocket, and pretty much I'm ready to head to the dealership. Like I said, I had an appointment there at 2 o'clock, and I was up at 10 to do the title work and everything, so I didn't get to go back to bed. I had 3 hours of sleep. I drive all the way up there where the email said to go, and I walk into the dealership in Plainfield, Indiana, and they proceed to tell me they don't even know what Uber is. I printed out all the paperwork that I was told to print out, the certificate and everything that you're supposed to present to the dealer. I handed them the paperwork, and they looked at it like it was Greek. They couldn't understand it. And they're like, well, I think this is the wrong location. So I called another location, and turns out they were in the other location, which was in Speedway, Indiana. Or maybe it was vice versa, I can't remember. Maybe I went to Speedway and it was in Plainfield. One way or another, I ended up in the wrong place, so I ended up having to drive a little bit further to go to another dealership where, I go in there, I meet the person that's in charge of the Uber vehicles, and I hand her my paperwork, and she tells me that she didn't even know we had an appointment. And I was like, well, I got this email. I showed her the email. I was like, I've got an email right here saying that I'm supposed to meet with you at 2 o'clock today. And she said she was not aware of it. She doesn't know where that email came from. So then she tells me, well, are you driving for Uber Black? And I said, no, I've never driven for Uber Black. I drive for Uber X. And she said, well, I think this is only for Uber Black. I don't believe we're doing any special promotions for Uber X, but let me call Uber. Now that's the catch, let me call Uber. To my knowledge, nobody has a phone number for Uber. Nobody can call Uber. She has a direct line to somebody at Uber. She was gone for about 10 minutes. She came back, and, she said, please don't shoot the messenger. And right there I knew this was going to be bad. She said, I'm really sorry for your inconvenience, but I just talked to the Uber representative, and they said that there was a mix-up. There's been a lot of confusion with these emails. Something got mixed up, and we're only doing this for Uber Black. This does not apply to Uber X. So, okay, in a desperate attempt to sell myself, I guess, in a way, I told her, I had my kids with me, and, I was like, I said, we just sold our car this morning because we got this email saying that we were approved for a vehicle. We sold our only vehicle. We have no transportation. I was in a rental car. Anyway, so I told them we had to rent a car. We sold our only vehicle because we were guaranteed for this, and Now we don't have anything. What are we supposed to do? And she had a great answer. We offer buy here, pay here. We have special financing here. We can help you. And she said, how much do you have to put down? And I said, I could do about $2,000. She said, sure, sure, no problem. No problem. We can definitely set you up with something. They asked what I was looking for. I told her I was looking for something like a 2013 Chevy Malibu, or maybe a Chevy Sonic. It's a little small, but maybe I'd go for something like that too. And they had one. Not a problem. They could set me up. Filled out the credit application. Had to use their computer. Printed out 3 months worth of bank statements, and had to give them 4 years worth of my tax returns. You know, the whole bit, because I'm a sole proprietor. So I had to show them my Uber income. I had to show my income from the previous years when I was running my car business. I mean, they wanted everything. So I go through the whole process, and the guy comes back and he says, okay, okay. He's like, I'll let you know Monday what we figure out, because the banks are closed. And this was still early afternoon. He said the banks were closed, and I was like, it's like, I just told you that I don't have a vehicle. I have no car. I can't wait till Monday. I've got to have a car today. And he said, well, I'll be able to tell you on Monday. And I was like, you don't understand. I drove an hour and a half out here. It's an hour and a half back home. And then you want me to come an hour and a half back to pick up a car, go hour and a half back home. I was like, I can't do it, man. I said, give me my paperwork back. If you knew the bank wasn't open, you shouldn't have even done this to begin with. You just wasted more of my time. So I was pretty pissed at, that's Andy Mohr Chevrolet. I'm pretty pissed off with the way I was treated up there. Anyway, I got all my paperwork back from them, and I left. And the salesman was pretty pissed off too, because he was like, so what? You don't want a car now? You don't want a car? And I was like, no, I'm going to go get a car. I'm just going to go buy one, or I'm going to go find a buy here, pay here lot, around the corner, and get something from them. My credit does suck, from recent divorce and some other crap, but the fact is, I can go to any buy here, pay here lot with my bank statements, and they'll be more than happy to finance a car. I just don't want to finance one unless it's a new one. So, that being said, there's the deal. If you get that email from Westlake Financial or Uber talking about, you're guaranteed approved, you're not. There is some kind of confusion going on, at least here in Indianapolis. And I got a message earlier from a guy in Massachusetts saying that they're having the same issue up there. This is for Uber Black. But the terms, I said I was going to let you in on the terms, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there real quick. The lady that I talked to over the Uber Black said that it'd be $3,500 down, and depending on what car I chose, keep in mind they all have to be approved for Uber Black. They have a list of approved vehicles. So these are all going to be higher end vehicles. She told me the minimum was going to be $3,500 down and $700 a month. So, and this was over 4 years. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but really when you're driving for Uber Black, I'm sure the profits are a lot higher. Also, I know Uber's cut is going to be a lot higher too, but if you do the math real quick, if you take $700 a month and multiply that by 12 months in a year, and then you multiply that by 4 years, and then you add to that the $3,500 down payment, you're looking at $37,100. I got a list of some of the car. I mean, I got to look at a list of some of the approved cars. They had I think it was an Audi A8, Escalade, Tahoes. So when you're talking about some of these higher end cars, $37,000, that's good. It's a good deal. It's a really good deal. Nothing wrong with that at all. So that's just my personal experience. Most of the stuff I posted have been from other people's experiences, or what I've been told other people's experiences were with the Santander financing program and all of that. I had no personal experience with it until now. But if those are the real terms, if the lady that gave me the terms, because I told her I need to know what the terms were going to be before I even went and filled out an application or anything. I wasn't going to get into it if I wasn't happy with the terms. $3,500 down for a luxury car is very reasonable. $700 a month for a luxury car, I feel, is very reasonable, especially when you're using it on the Uber Black. $37,000 for a brand new luxury car is a great deal, in my opinion, especially financed out. So I can't complain too much. But there's the story, guys. There it is. Um, you know, if you can make it work for you, go for it. Uh, but I don't drive for Uber Black. I don't. I'm not on Uber Black, and I'm pretty sure out here you've got to have a commercial license, have your own commercial insurance. So even if I would have gotten the car, I don't. It just would have worked. So you know, good luck out there, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and as usual, be safe. Uber on, folks.